Hi cuties, it's Amy from Savor Salvage Scent, and I hope this finds you well. For those of you who are just stopping by for the first time, this channel mostly focuses on fragrance, collecting, learning, obsession, etc. For those of you returning, thank you so much for being part of this conversation. I adore you. For those who haven't joined yet, I hope you'll consider clicking the subscribe button below in red, just so we can stay in touch. And I encourage anyone to leave questions, ideas, thoughts, etc. All right, so today I come to you with 17 vanilla scents that I really, really like or love. Goodness, you know, it's interesting because I can remember the day in college, so it must have been about 1990, where a friend of mine said they smelled really good. It was a guy, and I said, "What are you wearing?" And he was like, "Vanilla oil," and I was like, "What?" Though vanilla had been used, it has been used almost since the beginning of perfumery, there were not, to my knowledge, vanilla prominent scents at that time, so that was wild. Having said all that, so vanilla's become a huge thing. And I know for a lot of people, it's one of their favorite notes. And for some people, even maybe the deal breaker in what they love in a fragrance. So I think what came to the foray in the 90s on, maybe late 80s even, was vanilla as a prominent note or a featured note, and more gourmand vanillas. Vanillas have been used, oh my gosh, probably again since almost the beginning. I mean, vanilla is a important note in Shalimar, for instance. What I'm going to talk about today are scents that I think are really vanilla dominant. And so you might not see here things that, you might not see here things that perhaps might have a fair amount of vanilla, but many other notes. There are some things perhaps missing from this list that do have a fair amount of vanilla, and Shalimar is an example, because I'm going to categorize them in the coming up weeks under either Ambre, because I'm going to do a whole, portfolio of Ambre scents that I love, or Musks. So today, the scents that I'm going to talk to you about are pretty vanilla prominent, if not vanilla is like the main thing. Again, there's 17 scents here. I do not pretend to own all the vanilla scents I love. You will especially notice that perhaps some of the higher end vanillas are missing from here. Working on that someday. So there is quite a range of price points here. So you'll see everything from, I think I have an $8 or $9 bottle to up to, I would say, 100, 150, although even those I have gotten on sale. So almost everything I would say is probably $10 to $60. There's a few that's more than that. So yeah. And I will say, it's funny because I know I like certain vanillas a lot, but even I didn't know that I had this many vanilla prominent perfumes. I think my vanilla collection is kind of only probably second or third to Musks and Ambres, which I just adore. So coming up in future weeks. All right, because I'm talking about 17 scents today, I'm not going to give you every single note. I'm going to tell you what I think is perhaps playing nicely with the vanilla, or what kind of vanilla it is. All right, ready, go. And I have notes because there's 17 scents. I did not spray these all on my body today. All of these I have a pretty good amount of experience with though. So, all right, no particular order, not chronological, just going kind of with the flow the way I want to go. All right, so, first on my list, some of you have probably heard me talk about this who are not new to my channel, Guerlain's Shalimar Souffle Intense. So this was released in 2017. This to me is vanilla, orange blossom, and benzoin. For those of you who aren't familiar with benzoin, it is a gum resin from the styrax tree, from the bark. Benzoin has like Some people say vanillic, but I would say like a slightly ambery, sometimes it's even balsamic kind of smelling, almost herbal scent. So yeah, like a resin. And the nose is Terry Wasser, and this is, I would say, mid-priced. It was expensive when it came out. Now, pretty good, right in the middle there. So, Shalimar Souffle Intense. All right, next, also by Guerlain, Aqua Allegoria Teazzura. So this was a surprise to me, y'all. For those of you who collect or into Aqua Allegoria scents, you know that these are really in the style of cologne. They're bright, they're uplifting, often sparkling. I think they're best in summer usually. And I bought this because I'm a tea lover. Here's what the surprise was for me. When it dries down, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It is, when it dries down, it's vanilla and tea. It is gorgeous. Yeah, vanilla tea. Beautiful. A little powdery, and I would say for the Aqua Allegoria line, this lasts me a good 4 or 5 hours. I do have to reapply once during the day, no big deal, and it's just beautiful. This can be found, I would say, in the lower end of mid-priced. Yeah, so Aqua Allegoria Teazzura. Next, Chopard Casmir. This beautiful bottle. I just got a new bottle because I just finished my last one. This is one of my first loves, y'all. I have to say, if I had to choose a favorite style of perfume, it is what most people call oriental perfumes. I love things that are ambery, resinous, and some of those are very vanillic. This to me was one of the first perfumes I purchased knowing it was kind of like an oriental vanilla. It was produced first in 1992. I would call it a slightly apricot-y, slightly resinous, slightly smoky vanilla. So it has a gourmand feel. This to me was one of the first perfumes that I owned that was pretty gourmand. And it's just gorgeous. Yeah, love the bottle, love all of it. Chopard Casmir. Really affordable, super affordable. You can find it for like 20 to 25 bucks. All right. Next. Joop. Looks like Joop, right? Joop le Bain. Wow, was this a surprise? I read a lot about this, and I'm getting to know Joop fragrances, and they're great. And they're, again, another steal. I bought this because it said it had a lot of tonka and like tobacco kind of scent in it. It's very vanillic. It is gorgeous. I love that it's called The Bath. It has, I don't know how, it does have like a steamy quality to me. It smells vanilla, tonka, has a little bit of cherry. I don't even know if cherry is a note, but it's got this kind of cherry tobacco thing going on. And it really does smell like that beautiful, rich, warm air after you got out of the bath. I don't know, but it's fabulous. And this is another affordable, super affordable scent. I have a backup of this. This is how much I love it. Joop le Bain. All right. Next, Dior Addict. Let's talk about it. This to me, when it first came out, was like my holy grail. Loved it. It's everything I wanted in a scent. First released in 1998, and I will say this is by the nose Annick Minardo, who I think she's designed a lot of perfumes I love, including some of the Lolita Lempicas, and she does magic with like anise and vanilla. When this first came out, what I got from it was the most powdery, slightly resinous tonka vanilla. So tonka's got like it's kind of like vanilla bean, but even I would say richer, a little bit earthier. So when this came out, it was just unbelievable. And then they reformulated it. I ran out of my old bottle, the old one. This is a newish bottle. It's not the same, y'all. It's great. I'm not dogging Dior Addict, but it's not what it was. It's been reformulated. And why I say that is because this used to be so tonka vanilla prominent for me. I would follow just about anybody around who wore it. Now, florals and citrus to me are what are brighter. And it's still great, especially when it dries down. It's not what it once was. In comes, there's this perfume called Xoxo Heartbeat. This you used to be able to get this for like $8 or $10. It is also now expensive, and here's why. This to me is the closest thing I have found to my nose to be like the original Addict. Look at the color. And so if you can find this cheaply, which is rare, I think I bought this for like $20 a few years ago when I knew that Addict was being reformulated. Now it's really expensive too, but if you find a bottle that's cheap, this is very similar to the original Addict, which is tonka vanilla beauty. Okay, next. All right, also Dior Hypnotic Poison. Oh, price range. Dior Addict, I would say, is mid to almost high now. If you get a vintage, you're gonna pay real money. Yeah. Hypnotic Poison, kind of same. I would say on sale you can find this kind of mid-range. If it's full price, it's kind of high. Oh my God, this to me is so gorgeous. Where I feel like Dior Addict has been reformulated to a point where it doesn't smell like the original as much anymore. Hypnotic Poison, I don't think is far off. For me, this is a desert island. If I had to flee my home and grab only a few bottles, this is one. This is just me. I love it. It's warm. So this is vanilla almond root beer. For real. Soft, warm, gorgeous. It's a little strong when it goes on. I like it. Maybe not for everybody. If you don't like a bit of a root beer or a hint of an anise scent, which is funny because I don't think it's a note, but this almond thing is going on. If you don't like anise, if you don't like that root beer scent, you're not gonna like it. That's what kind of polarizes people around this. Those who love it though, like this lady, crazy about it. Hypnotic Poison by Dior. Beauty, total beauty. All right, next, Tocade by Rochas. This beauty. This was first released in 1994, so this is a relatively almost vintage scent. This is a jammy rose with vanilla. That's pretty much what I get from it. Maybe a tiny bit of amber in the dry down. This is created by Maurice Rousseau. If you do not know him, look him up. He's incredible, master perfumer. This you can find for a steal now. Rochas Tocade, a jammy rosy vanilla, gorgeous. Next, Lanvin Oxygene. This is newish to me, only about a year old. This is a surprise for me because I did not buy this thinking it was a vanillic scent. I bought this because I heard, I think it was a video by Sebastian Jara and Dana Sandu, both tremendous reviewers and two that I absolutely trust and admire and just learn so much from. One of them, at least, if not both, were talking about how this was a great and expensive fragrance. So I was like, okay, great, I'll try it. I think you can find it still for around $20-25. Here's what was a surprise. I tend to not always love aquatics because the way aquatic is interpreted by at least a lot of American perfumers, though this is French, it's that clean kind of dryer sheet smell, and I don't like it. It's like one of the only things I don't like. I don't like, some of the kind of unisex, super clean smells that were released in the 80s and 90s. So when I read that this was aquatic, I was like, huh. But I love those two in their review, so I was like, I'm gonna try it. Here's what was surprising to me. It's also creamy, lactonic, almost to the point where it smells like whipped cream when it starts to dry down, and vanilla. So how they have done a perfume that is aquatic, vanillic, and lactonic, that is incredible to me. It's gorgeous. It goes through these phases. It's beautiful. Lanvin Oxygene. Incredible, incredible. Great price. All right. Next, oh my gosh, we're in the second half, y'all. We're in the home stretch. All right, next is Comptoir Pacifique Vanille Banan. This was a surprise. I was really kind of testing out creamy, milky, lactonic kind of scents this last summer. And I also really love things scented banana. I know that's not for everybody. I love it. So a lot of people know some of the other gourmands that Comptoir Pacifique releases. One is apricot based. There's some vanilla. There's a mocha one. They're really considered great gourmands for a good price. I have to smell this one. Oh, so good. How they have made in this a scent that smells like a vanilla custard with banana, and it not be childish, still wearable, sophisticated enough. My God, it's beautiful. Yeah, it smells almost like banana milkshake, but yet you can wear it and not feel like you're 8. Beautiful. So, Comptoir Pacifique Vanille Banan. This is like mid-priced, I would say. Yeah. All right. Next, Joe Malone. I love Joe Malone. Many of us do. Those who don't have an issue with the longevity of the scent. This is a resprayer. I'll just get that out there right now. This is vanilla and anise. Again, one of my favorite notes in perfumery is anise, anise, licorice, etc. And when I just saw a perfume with the name anise in it, I was like, yes. So this was one of the first bottles, probably, let's see, when was it released? 2009. This is one of the first bottles I remember around that time spending full price for, like, and it hurting. But I remember spraying it in Saks after I bought it and just being in love with myself. I love this. It's warm, cozy. It's very linear in a Joe Malone way. There aren't a lot of notes. You mostly get vanilla and anise, maybe a tiny bit of floral. And this is something you have to respray every few hours. So worth it, so beautiful, gorgeous. Joe Malone's vanilla and anise. Next, kind of in the same vein, but I would say this is even sweeter. A Laura Mercier, part of her Eau Gourmand range, and this is Ambre Vanille. This is, you can find really affordable online or sometimes even in discount stores, although they don't start out that way. And those who have left commission within this range go up to a high price. So if this is something that's interesting to you, try to find it now. I think I paid 10 or 15 bucks at TJ Maxx recently, a few years ago. So this is Laura Mercier Ambre Vanille. It is, to me, orchid, creamy, amber, vanilla, and maybe it's a little sweet, almost to a point of it's a little strong when I first spray it, and then when it dries down, it's great. But it smells like its name. It's an ambery, vanilla, desserty, almost like a custard or something. Beautiful. Yeah, Laura Mercier Ambre Vanille. Next. Oh, Outremer Vanille. French Beautiful. A lot of you might have seen this. This has been around for a while. So I want to say this was released first in the 1930s. I didn't start seeing it until probably 10 years ago. It's sold at Anthropologie and probably many other places. God, I love this. This is really inexpensive. You can find it around 20 bucks. It even goes on sale sometimes. And this, to me, this is one of my perfect vanillas. This is linear. This is not supposed to be more. It's called vanilla. It's not supposed to be much more than that. But this, to me, is the perfect vanilla. It's probably a little sweet for some, but compared to many of the other gourmands, I think this smells like cooking vanilla or baking vanilla mixed with a little cotton candy. And you know how, if you've ever had fresh cotton candy at the fair, it almost has a burnt sugar scent. So this is kind of like burnt vanilla sugar, but sophisticated, not childish. I think it's gorgeous. To me, it's a perfect vanilla. Wonderful. And what a beautiful bottle, right? Just gorgeous. All right. Next. Lalique le Parfum. Look at this gorgeous bottle. So for a person who loves like a chinoiserie feel, God, this is beautiful. It's French, but I think it has that feel, and it's got this beautiful top. This you can find for a steal. I'm going to say 25 bucks tops. It is really beautiful. I would say this is a strong one. This is one that almost didn't make it to the vanilla list because it has other strong notes, so much so that you almost can't choose. But when you first spray this, I get a lot of bay leaf, which is so interesting. So it's got this like kind of herbal, like a strong herbal vanilla. And then when it dries down, which takes like an hour or so, you get more tonka and vanilla. Look at this bottle. It is so beautiful. So Lalique le Parfum, bay, vanilla, little bit of tonka, just gorgeous. Great price and a beautiful gift just based on how pretty it is on a vanity. Okay, next. And that was released 2005. I don't know if I said the Lalique le Parfum. Next is H+M's Vanilla Malagasy. Y'all, I'm not sure if this is on the market anymore. This was released just about a year ago. There was a whole line of scents. H&M, Zara, some of these big kind of houses have been doing fragrances, and in this case with the H&M line, with some really great noses. In this case, it's Jorge Fernandez. This is a beautiful, I would call this even more of a baking vanilla than the last one. It is, it's got like a baking vanilla kind of thing and a little boozy, which baking vanilla is because it's usually alcohol with some vanilla bean. So again, a straightforward vanilla. I think very unisex. I mean, I'm a big fan of you wear what you like no matter what, but I would say this is kind of right in the middle, not too sweet, not too dark either, kind of right in the middle, beautiful. This can be found cheaply if you find it, but I haven't seen it on their site for a minute. So yeah, Vanilla Malagasy by H&M. Just a few more. Ooh, this is such a good, inexpensive vanilla. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It looks like Nemat. I've been wearing this for about 5 years. It's Vanilla Musk. It's from an Indian family. The name is Attarwala, which I believe attar means like oil or scent. Correct me, y'all. But it sounds like they took their name even, which is so cool, from what they do for a living. This is a wonderful Indian house. It creates beautiful oils. They're very affordable. Where I live, they're about, I think, 18 or 20 bucks, and sometimes they even go on sale. The oil lasts a while, and this to me is like a caramely vanilla. It says vanilla musk. I don't get a ton of musk, or I get a soft musk, but this to me is caramel vanilla. It is gorgeous, and as a lot of you know, because a lot of these perfumes are alcohol-based, you don't always want to put them in your hair because it's very drying. This Nemat Vanilla Musk, oh my gosh, it's so nice. A few drops just kind of run through your hair, anywhere in your skin. It's beautiful, just gorgeous. Nemat Vanilla Musk, really affordable. Okay, I think we have 2 more. Whew. Next is Raghba. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, by Lattafa Perfumes. This is a UAE, Middle Eastern company. Specifically, it's Sharjah, I believe, is where this family is from. This is such a steal, y'all. You can find this Raghba for like $20 to $25. It is, you could tell me this is a $300 niche perfume, and I'd be like, yeah, it's worth it. It's so beautiful. Super resinous, smoky, faintly oudish. Vanilla. Gorgeous. Some of y'all know I'm kind of a baby when it comes to oud. I'm still kind of learning. Some of them I'm like, yikes. And some I really love. I'm trying to learn to love them more. This is an oud I love. It's smoky and resinous, but it doesn't go into medicinal territory for me. It's just gorgeous. It smells incensey. Beautiful. Raghba by Lattafa. It also comes in a gorgeous box. Great for gifting for that reason. I think I got this with a little deodorant spray in the same box for like $22 or $23 online. It'd be a great gift for somebody. And again, I would find that perfectly unisex. All right. Last but not least, my new love. I would have to say, I think this is my favorite perfume of 2020. Bohemian Revs Desert Fleur. It is patchouli and vanilla, maybe a little bit of booze. It is gorgeous. I think for somebody like me who I like patchouli, but some patchoulis are tough for me, this is a great kind of entry-level patchouli, but I think somebody who really loved patchouli would still like this too, because it's kind of earthy, vanillic, resinous. Again, I find this perfectly unisex. This is really affordable. It starts out at around, I think, $34, often goes on sale. You can see their website and or Anthropology site. Bohemian Revs Desert Fleur, beautiful patchouli vanilla, gorgeous. So those are my 17 choices. I would love to hear from you. What's your favorite high-end, kind of expensive patchouli? Or sorry, vanilla? And what is your favorite on the cheap vanilla? Last but not least, as I said, I know there are a lot of vanillas not represented here today. What is one missing that you absolutely think I cannot live without? I cannot wait to hear. And I'll talk to you in the coming weeks about ambers and resins and musks. Okay, cheers. Have a great day. Bye.